Today I'm going to share with you guys how we set up our 15 by 48 Intex Easy Set Pool. I will link all of the supplies used down in the description box, as well as timestamps if you want to skip around to different parts of the video. I'm going to go over leveling the ground before I start setting up the pool, but if you'd like to skip ahead to the actual pool setup, I will leave that timestamp on the screen right here. You want to make sure that you have a level surface where you're installing your pool. The right-hand side of our yard is a lot more level to begin with, but that's the area that our dog likes to play in, and we really wanted to set up the pool in a shaded area, so we decided to go with this spot over here, but that means we had more work to do to get the ground ready to install the pool. We used landscape edging to mark out a 15.5 foot wide square, and then I laid down a layer of weed barrier across the entire inside of the square. I ended up needing another roll of the weed barrier, but we already had a truck full of sand, so we went ahead and started wheeling the wheelbarrow full of sand into the backyard so that we could empty it out and get another load. We knew we would need 2 to 3 inches of depth in the sand, so we used an online tool and figured out that we needed somewhere between 2.5 and 3 cubic yards of mason sand. This is partway through scooping out the first truckload, and we ended up needing 3 truckloads to fill in the square. At this point, we had the first load of sand completely unloaded and decided to call it quits until the next day. The next morning, I bought more weed barrier and I finished lining the inside of the square, and then we picked up 2 more truck beds full of sand and finished filling up the inside of the square with what ended up being just a little under 3 cubic yards of mason sand. That was another full day's worth of projects. So the next day we started working on leveling all of the sand. I had some scrap 1x2s in the garage, so we used those and we started off by just skimming across the sand and smoothing it out. Then we came up with the idea of taking a level and taping it to the top of the 1x2. This made all of the difference because we could adjust the board until we knew we were on a level surface and then just continue to pull it across the top of the sand. Using this trick, we just continued to skim across the sand, going from both directions until we felt like we had a pretty perfectly leveled surface to work with. Once the sand was leveled, we took the tarp that comes with the pool and is meant to be the ground cover, and we laid it out across the top of the sand. We got lucky and it ended up being pretty much the exact size of the inside of our square. Then we started unpacking the pool and all of the stuff that it came with. You want to take your pool and lay it out exactly where you're planning on setting it up. Then as you're unfolding the pool and laying it out, you want to look for the adapters where the pump is going to connect. Then turn your pool and make sure that those connectors are facing the corner that you're planning on setting your pump at. Once we had the pool laid out where we knew we wanted it to be, we started airing up the ring around the top of the pool. The directions told us not to use an air compressor, but the pump we had was going to take days to fill, so we ended up deciding to go ahead and use an air compressor and just make sure we kept an eye on it so we didn't overfill the ring. After you've filled up the ring, you want to go ahead and get out your pump and everything that it comes with. As you're doing this, take your instruction booklet for the pump and double check that absolutely everything it's supposed to come with is there. So as we were setting up the pool and inflating the air ring, my camera overheated and didn't record any of the footage on setting up the filter, so I figured I would just show you guys really quick how this is set up. Depending on which pool you will have either 2 or 3 of these hose connections. The highest one is on the left over here, and that's where the jet goes, where the water goes into the pool from the pump. And then the 2 on the other side is where it sucks water into the filter inside of the pump. On the inside of the pool where the jet goes, you have this little piece that just sticks inside of the pool. And then on the outside of the pool, this piece attaches to the little nozzle, and then this piece screws into the top of it, and then you use a clamp to connect it to the hose, and then the hose connects to the pump. And your manual will tell you all of this information and what needs to go where. And then same thing for these other two pieces. My pool is 15 foot, 48 inches deep. So it has two of these where it sucks the water in from. That sticks in from the inside of the pool and then is connected to a hose on the outside of the pool with a clamp. You'll either have a hose that goes directly into your pump, or if you have a larger pool like this one, you'll have the two pieces right here that connect with this little joining piece, and you clamp all of them to that hose, and then it goes to the pump. Once you have your pump set up, you want to make sure that your pool is pretty well straightened out and then start filling it up. We had a hard time getting any of the wrinkles really smoothed out without water in the pool, and the directions tell you to work out the wrinkles even more once you have an inch or two of water in the bottom. And we definitely found that that was the easiest way to get the wrinkles out of the pool. Once you have a couple of inches of water in the bottom and you start pushing those wrinkles out, the weight of the water helps keep the liner in place. So as we started filling it up, we just all kind of pitched in and worked out the wrinkles until the bottom was pretty much perfectly smooth. And then eventually the water weight gets to be too much and you can't really work anything out beyond that point. So you definitely want to make sure that you're doing this in the very beginning or you're going to have problems down the road. So once we got all of the wrinkles worked out, the kids kind of played around in the pool for a little while and then we all got out and let it finish filling up.
Found myself for something good, what with me and you. I don't know what I'm doing more than half the time. I had too much to lose when you were mine, yeah.
It took 11 hours for this pool to fill up, but now 11 hours later, we have a completely filled brand new pool for the kids to enjoy for the rest of the summer. So far my experience with this pool is that it's extremely easy to set up. The hard part of this project was getting a level surface ready for the pool, and that was definitely what took us the longest. But the actual pool setup itself didn't take us very long, and the longest part was just filling it up. I still have some landscaping that I want to do around the outside of the pool inside of the square to make it look more finished, but aside from that, it's done. In my next video, I'm going to share with you guys my routine for maintenance on this pool and how I keep it clean, as well as a couple of products that I have ordered since I put this pool up that have made the world of difference in how much time it actually takes me to clean the pool. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss any future content on my channel. And until next time, you guys can check out one of these videos linked right here.
My love.